Today, got my girl Monica McNutt with me here in the Seaport. David Dennis Jr., Brian Windhorst out there in LA. We're going to get you set from a big night in the NBA. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. You look great. I love this jumpsuit.
Thank you so much. I feel like we match. We do the AKA thing here today.
Yeah, that or giving Wicket. My sister's a Delta, so I got to go with giving Wicket.
David, how you doing out there?
I'm good. There's no talk about my outfit. I think I look pretty good
just
too. I mean, I'm not
you, David. We'll let them talk, and you and I'll talk. Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful
Wendy,
look.
you look great. You got the pink and blue
Thanks,
going on.
man.
You got it's not quite AK or anything. You look great too.
We are definitely honoring Molly and Stephen A. with the way we started this show.
We are. We are most certainly talking about fashion. We're talking about all things, but we're going to start in the NBA. We start with the reunion that we were all looking forward to seeing with Luka back in the place where he spent the first 6.5 years of his career to take on the team that shocked the world by trading him. So before the game, the Mavs honoring Luka with a tribute video that had him, just about everybody watching this game, in tears. But after some compartmentalization, Luka then puts up a 45-point masterpiece in LA's win. Here is Luka on his emotional return.
I don't know how I did it, because when I was watching that video, I was like, there's no way I'm playing this game. But, you know, all my teammates had my back. They were really supporting me, so I really appreciate that. Like I said, I came as a young kid here with 18, and I know what to expect from NBA. And, you know, they made me feel like home, and it's just a lot of great memories.
His ability to then go perform, lights turn on, he's teary-eyed still as we walk out on the court for the tip ball. It's superhuman. I thought he was going to get 50. You know, I was disappointed.
So he let you down?
Obviously, tongue-in-cheek there from J.J. Redick. Emotional night. I don't know how he was able to put all that behind him and have the performance that he did. But, Wendy, I'm going to start with you. What was your biggest takeaway from Luka returning to Dallas?
Luka watching the video. By the way, great job with our crew capturing this iconic moment. Luka watching the video with the quivering lip. I mean, he will have that video played the rest of his life, the rest of his career. When he goes into the Hall of Fame, we're going to see that video. Right there, he asks for a towel, because as soon as he sees the video start rolling, he knows he's going to cry. He knows he's not going to make it. And I appreciate that he let it happen. He knew the whole world was watching him, and he let it happen. He knows he's an emotional guy. We see the other side of the emotion all the time. When he's screaming at people, cursing them out, we know that he operates on that spectrum. So I thought that was amazing. And sometimes when players have moments like this, they ask to see the video beforehand, and then they don't even watch it. They'll have their head down. They're not going to pay attention. They'll turn their back on it because they want to avoid something like that. I give Luka incredible credit for willing to have that emotion in front of everybody. It was such a vulnerability and a humanity that he showed that we don't always see from him, because we see the other end. Okay, so that moment is amazing. And then he goes out and has an absolutely brilliant game. And in my view, this was the night that Luka became a Laker. And I know that may seem counterintuitive. How can this be the night when he's a Laker, when he's being celebrated and loved by the Mavs fans? But what happened in this game was that the Lakers put their arms around Luka. And we've seen moments like this in the past. I would argue that the night LeBron went back to Cleveland in 2010, that was the night he became a Miami Heat. Because that night the Heat totally bunkered down, put their arms around him to protect him. In some cases, literally, because there was incoming debris, okay? And what happened to that Heat season, which we can talk about at another time, after that night, it was a defining moment in that night. As I saw the Lakers put their arms around Luka here, not to defend him in a hostile place, because it was not hostile, but it was Luka emotional, Luka vulnerable. They put their arms around him as a team and had the moment with him. And they had a spectacular game. It was an important game on their schedule, guys. They need to win these games to secure their seeding, and they did. And Luka was great. And he was not just great making the three, because that's what his game has been recently. It's either he makes threes or he doesn't. He went to the basket, and LeBron went to the basket. And the Lakers had a great defensive game plan that they executed against Anthony Davis. And it was a beautiful moment. And I don't know what will happen the rest of the season. This Lakers roster still has challenges. But I know that Luka grew closer to his team last night. And what did he say to Lisa Salters when he walked off the court? He said, it's time to move on now. He's a Laker now. And so here we go. Let's see how far he can go this season.
That was a beautiful, positive, wonderful way to look at this game. I'm going to look at it from the other side, from the Dallas side. This was a brutal, brutal game to watch. This was like the one that got away pulling up to the club with their new bae and you having to watch them dance all night in the club. And
I
you
can't relate to
cannot
that,
go
David.
anywhere. Well, you know, there's two of my worst. Look, your worst fear in the world is the one that got away, and the second worst fear is having to watch them do what Luka did with that Lakers team. That was tough to watch. Everybody was sad. Luka was sad. Mavericks fans were sad. You can see their TikToks of Mark Cuban shaking his head there, sad about what was going on. This was just tough to watch from a side of everybody in Dallas, because you know that Luka is going to go out there and give you 45. This is a guy that as soon as he was traded for the last 2 months, everybody said as soon as he goes to Dallas, Luka's going to go off. And you watch this dude put up 31 points knowing that you have nobody on your roster that can do that. You have Anthony Davis, who did not show up for that first half of the game, and Kyrie, who can go nuclear, is on the bench with a torn ACL, which are the things that were concerning you about when you traded Luka. The Lakers are going to move on. They have championship aspirations this season for the next decade. They're going to go on. Luka has closure. It's easy to have closure when you have the new bae. Dallas, the city of Dallas, everybody in that arena, they will remember this night for the rest of that franchise's history, because this was the salt in the wound of one of the saddest moments in Dallas Mavericks history.
Yes, but I think it has potential to get more trickier. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where that night will fall, David, in terms of the arc. If, let's say, both of these teams go on to win championships, right? Both Dallas and Lakers on maybe similar timelines, but let's say they both get a championship in the next 5 years. I think the thing that makes last night unique and why I don't necessarily see it as sad is because of the way that those fans put their arms around Luka as well. Like, I expected him to be welcomed, the video, maybe be cheered through maybe the first quarter, I'll give you first half, but for him to still be being cheered as if he was one of their own throughout the course of that ball game, I know that that fan base is upset about the trade, and we all can pontificate about whether or not it will pan out. But I don't know if I will see this one as sad. Like, we talked a bunch about the T-shirts that were left this morning. I think it's tough, but I think it would be sadder if Luka's able to go on and win championships and Dallas is still sputtering its heels or sputtering its rudders in terms of trying to get healthy. But I thought last night was probably one of the more unique experiences that we'll witness in sports in terms of so many people being centered around one guy.
Yeah, it's, you know, what David brings up, that when he was traded, we all thought he was going to go wherever, whether it was to the Dallas game that they played when they played out in Los Angeles and go off, and that was probably his quietest triple-double he had that